Listen. Let me tell you something. Ever since WandaVision, Elizabeth Olsen's name is starting to become a household name. It was ever since that show, she has really starting to take off, and she has really started to, people was like, yo, she deserved the Emmy for WandaVision. People were saying that, like, she really deserved some awards, and then for Doctor Strange 2, I mean, I was one of them. I think she's definitely put her name in the conversation for Best Supporting Actress nomination. I'm not saying she should win. I'm saying she put on a great performance, and she should be at least considered for a nomination. That's all. That's all I'm saying. But she has been on a roll. Elizabeth Olsen has been doing the thing, and that has been mainly thanks to her role as Wanda in the MCU. However, apparently that has come at somewhat of a cost for her. According to her, she's gotten frustrated by the MCU after it lost her acting roles. And she says, yo, this is just me being honest. Here's what she said. It took me away from the physical ability to do certain jobs that I thought were more aligned with the things I enjoyed as an audience member. And this is me just being the most honest. Goes on to say, I started to feel frustrated about losing interesting roles because of the MCU. I had this job security. But I was losing these pieces that I felt were more part of my being. And the further I got away from that, the less I became considered for it. Oh, let's see. Um, Let's see. Olsen said that she's grown to love the character of Wanda so much that she'd be open to a standalone Scarlet Witch movie. She says, I think I would, but it would really need to be a good story. I think these films are best when it's not about creating content, but about having a very strong point of view, not because you need to have three-picture plan. All right. So let me talk about this for a second. I totally agree with her about her last point. Let's go backwards. I like her last point in terms of you don't want to just do a Scarlet Witch movie just for the sake of it. You don't. You because the most compelling thing about WandaVision was dealing with her grief. And that makes sense because it was literally the most compelling thing in the show. You were there for her in Infinity War and in Age of Ultron, understanding her grief and really that pulled us in. We felt for her. She had to lose vision multiple times and all that. Yo, she was on that. That was a compelling story. Then in Doctor Strange 2, again, I won't give away too much, but it still was kind of compounding on that level of grief to another level. So it was absolutely something great for her character. But yeah, I'm with you. You don't want to go doing a Scarlet Witch movie. For what? For what? Just to show off some powers? Just to twinkle your fingers? No, you got to have something else. Now, I don't know how much more grief she needs to go through, but I would say that it has to be something really compelling to move forward with that, right? So I'm with you on that. Howsoever, let's kind of go back here. She was over here talking about she felt that the MCU roles and all these things were taken away. And she got frustrated by that. Okay, cool. I totally understand where you're coming from with that because in the past, now I'm talking about in the past, this is phase 1, phase 2. Marvel used to lock actors down for like, 5-picture deal, 6-picture deal, whatever. They almost like the rookie contracts in the sports and stuff, right? And part of the issue is in the contract, they usually will get somebody who was known but not really well known, right? So Chadwick, by the time they got him, he had just got done doing 42, And it was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. But Chadwick was not a household name yet. So what did Marvel do? Hey, you want to be Black Panther? Cool. We're going to sign you, but we need to sign you for a low contract, but for 5-picture deal, right? Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame, Black Panther 1, Black Panther 2. By the way, Chadwick was also, he had the option for Black Panther 3. That's how far out he believed he was going to make it. But they would lock these actors down, and it was good and bad. The good part about it was for Marvel, they got quality talent. They made your scheduling a priority, as in you couldn't do nothing else. So if we need reshoots, you need to be here. I don't care what other movie you're working on. It's part of your contract. You need to come back. So that was part of the good part for Marvel. Bad part, and the good part for the actors, the good part for the actor was you get your star. You get to level up, right? So when you get to level up, it puts your name out there. Because let's look at this. Let's consider this. Wasn't nobody checking for Chris Hemsworth or Chris Pratt or Tom Holland before they got their roles. Before they got those leading roles, nobody was checking for them. And guess what? After they got their household names as Spider-Man and Thor and Star-Lord and all that, they started doing a whole bunch of other movies. That's kind of the trade-off. Marvel locks you down, holds you up, but they raise and elevate you to a more global, landscape and get you more attention. It raises your fame up. But let's keep going backwards. Here's where I got some issues. What you mean you getting frustrated that you couldn't get roles? Tom Holland getting roles. Chris Pratt is getting roles. He's Luigi and Garfield and all the Jurassic Park and that. Benedict Cumberbatch is getting roles. Scarlett Johansson did like 2-something movies, got award-winning projects, Jojo Rabbit and all that. You sure this is Marvel's fault? Is it Marvel's fault that you can't do this stuff or that you're not getting these roles? Because I see your co-stars going left and right. Jeremy Renner, he just did Hawkeye. And he got his own little show out there too. What was that? Mayor of something or whatever. He got his own little series going on. I don't know. I think this might be on your agent. Just saying. I understand you might be frustrated, but this don't sound like a Marvel problem. Everybody else out there eating just fine. You might need a new manager, new agent. I'm just saying, everybody. I could see if this happened to everyone else. I could see that. But ain't nobody struggling but you. It might be you. I don't know. I'm saying, look, everybody's been saying, yo, she's talented. Give her an award, all that. But don't nobody want to hire you for stuff, or you're not getting roles? Your agent got one job to get you roles. That also includes signing the contract in the right way for you to be able to do other things that you want to do. Look at Oscar Isaac. My man Oscar Isaac out there, Moon Knight and everything, was like, nah, I'm going to just do one series. Not one season, one series. Moon Knight, 6 episodes, that's it. Y'all don't think Oscar Isaac he gonna come back? Of course he's gonna come back. Of course he will be back as Moon Knight. But his agent, manager, whoever they had the foresight to be like, nah, we're not gonna be held down by Marvel like that. We're gonna sign this 6-episode deal, and then we'll come back when you need me to come back. Like when something else, because you ain't gonna do nothing in the next 2 years with Moon Knight. In the meantime, I'm finna go make some bread somewhere else. And then I'll come back. Lizzie, I need you to get another agent because this sounds like a personal problem, ma'am. Just saying. Anywho, so anyway, that's my take on Lizzie. Y'all can let me know how y'all feel about it. I don't personally. I think that this is all her, because I have not seen this happen to other stars in the MCU. I mean, other people working, other people got better contracts, but you don't. Okay. Anywho, now, okay, all right, Lizzie. Listen, I ain't mean to put you through the ringer. Let me go ahead and give you a little love here because you came up. Now, y'all know we get this like every damn near clockwork. We always get some old director coming out of nowhere, hating on Marvel movies and criticizing them and all that stuff. We always get this nonsense, right? But then once in a blue moon, we will also get some people to defend. And I love it when it happens because, boy, when I tell you they be spitting, they be spitting. And Lizzie is out here spitting. Lizzie is out here spitting. She says she was talking about criticizing Marvel movies as a lesser type of art, disrespects the crew. Let's go back and listen to what she was saying. She says, I'm not saying we're making indie art films, but I just think it takes away from our crew, which bugs me. These are some of the most amazing set designers, costume designers, camera operators. I feel diminishing them with that kind of criticism takes away from all the people who do award-winning films that also work on these projects. From an actor's point of view, whatever, I get it. I totally understand that there's a different kind of performance that's happening. But I do think throwing Marvel under the bus takes away from the hundreds of very talented crew people. That's where I get a little feisty about it. Okay. All right, Lizzie, go ahead, girl. Get your little feisty on. You need to get feisty with your agent and get yourself some better roles and opportunities. But go ahead and get feisty about this too. I'm with you. Go ahead. Yes. Because this is something that I've told y'all for a long time. It's stupid. It's been so stupid that like all these people have been trying to attack Marvel, Star Wars, the big blockbusters. You getting mad for what? Because the industry's change with it. That's like people getting upset in the music industry because rap changed. If rap changed, you need to change too. You don't see people rapping the way that Cool in the Gang rap or the way LL Cool J used to rap back in the day. You don't see like how NWA used to rap, back in the 80s. People change the style and flow and the charisma of rap. Now, that doesn't take nothing away from the greats. But what it's saying is that, as people change and evolve, as the tastes adapt, you need to go with it too. It's one of the reasons why to this day Snoop Dogg is still relevant. It's one of the reasons why look at someone like Usher. Usher is still relevant. Usher was out here doing smooth R&B and everything. And guess what? Smooth R&B just did not take off the way that it used to in the 90s and early 2000s. And Usher was like, cool. I'll just do these club beats. I'll do these little club beats in a minute and then I'll do something else. And now my man is still working. Where's Mario? Y'all know Mario. Where's Mario? You should let me love you. Where's he at? So listen, all I'm saying is all of these directors, you're going to have to get with the program one way or another. The industry has changed. One of the things that made the industry change is the mere fact that, the reason why people go into these big Hollywood blockbuster movies, right? Because back in the 90s and in the early 2000s, you could drop original movies like that. It was the place to be. When I tell you the 90s was hitting when it came to original content, I mean, you could go to Blockbuster. If it went straight to DVD, it didn't matter because you probably was going to find some fire hiding in the Hollywood video Blockbuster aisle somewhere. You probably was going to find some fire, right? But the thing is, things changed. Things changed in the late 2010s, and a lot of that had to do with comic book movies. But it wasn't only comic book movies. It was also James Bond. It was also like Die Hard. It was all these other movies, because the one reason why people started going to these bigger movies is because of familiarity. A lot of people were like, you know what? I don't know if I want to take my $5, $10 and risk it on this movie that I've never heard of, that I have no idea of, versus a sequel or a franchise or an IP that I do recognize. Let me get that Harry Potter Part 18. Let me get this other Marvel movie. Let me get that recognizable James Bond ticket. This is what I'm saying in terms of like how the movie industry has changed. This is why a lot of the movie studios have shifted from giving you a lot of the original content and giving you more franchise content. Now everybody wants to do a cinematic universe, right? Think about it like this. Back in what, like the late 80s or something, you had Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman and Rain Man. We talking about a movie that was like phenomenal, right? You drop Rain Man today in the theaters, that thing ain't that's gonna make zero noise. You gonna see that on streaming on some other like Amazon Prime or something, and maybe it'll get like a little bit of buzz. Maybe they try to save it for awards consideration, but the masses won't see it the way that they saw it back in the 80s, 90s, or whatever. So the industry has changed, and because the industry's changed, these directors got to change. You gonna like look, I'm not saying that you're not supposed to do the indie art house stuff, because you still got people like Robert Eggers out there. He's still doing his thing. You could go watch the Northman, for example. Solid movie. It's definitely not for everybody, but it does have that lane and it owns it, right? So go ahead and still use those things. But here's the thing. It's all art. It's all art. It makes no sense. The same people that work on them little indie art house movies are the same people that work on the big art, the big blockbusters too. One is not better than the other. It's about preference. What? Because I don't like musicals, that means I need to go trash musicals? No. Let people like what they like. I'm not gonna go on a crusade talking about like, oh, all you people that like black and white movies are just, those things are not cinema. Shut up. Let people like what they like.
Thank you so much for watching. This was just a segment of one of my live chats, and if you're interested in joining in on the next one, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications for more. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.